Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so topic 3. Nobody created topic 3.
Topic 3.
Somebody is creating topic 3. Let's see.
I'll create it. Oh no, someone did.
I stopped.
Ate, are you creating?
I got topic 3. I got it. Well, someone started it. Topic 3. So
Topic
let's.
3. Okay.
I thought maybe you're.
Document blank.
I thought maybe you're going back to the policies, but yes. So practice. So we're talking about the snippets.
No, I mean, documenting the practice. Okay, so this is important, guys. When we're going to document the practice, I need to be totally free and not feel to have any what I'm saying is, please, Ateh and Joyce, make sure that you be very proactive in taking notes and having play with all the
Time
themes.
to talk. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Because I can do it, but it must be clear that I should be free to not do it at all. Okay?
Yeah,
Free to
sure.
not what?
Not doing it at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Just
We're
talk.
just talking.
Just talk.
Yeah. Still cough, Jay.
No, I'm just joking out some water. I was joking out water.
All right, so I'm not okay. This is obviously here starts the work of again starts, but I can give a little introduction the way that I feel it, and then we can put it down. Start putting it down professionally. Right? The way that I feel it is that obviously, as I was saying before, to me it's very difficult to describe professionally, document this force, this energy, this practice, and everything. Right? So I don't know how we wanna start. It's a big question mark. So.
Well, I mean, the practice should be simple, very simple to document understanding it. In terms of understanding words around force and energy, you have many understood words in society, including consciousness, prana, energy, right? Even the force is understood within science fiction, but it's like subtle energies is also subtle energies. So there's plenty of terms that are already used for sure in lots of practices as far as English goes.
All right, so I remember maybe okay. So let's go into the ACU spreadsheet, just called ACU. Somebody link it.
Let's see, where are the links?
Okay, it's
Oh,
here.
I'm in the main
Yeah,
spreadsheet.
So what I'm saying is that so this is exactly what I was saying before. Joyce, Ateh, when there is a link or something, be prepared to link.
To link it. Okay.
Yes.
ACU, ACU.
So I think that session policies.
Get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So I'm trying to find some notes.
What are you trying to find?
He's in the ACU spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet. ACU spreadsheet.
Well, he's in it already. He's looking for
Okay.
something within the ACU spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's missing something. We can do it again, anyways. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the point is that there is some criteria in documenting these practices. This practice. Maybe we can start with that. So And I don't know, Jay. I'm a bit lost. Can you facilitate here? What do you think should be helpful? How can we start to do efficient work? I'm lost.
So let's go back to the goals, right? Because we're kind of like our desired outcome is not good. It says setup, right? So setup doesn't really make a lot of sense because what do we set up? We set up the organization. What is the meaning of setting up the practice? So I would say that we want to take a minute and just kind of like understand our goals for this particular topic here. Understand goals, right? So I would say for us, one of the goals is getting, like you're talking about, a summary of the practice, right? Having clarity on what the outcome will look like. So the outcome would be, for example, we're going to end up with a PDF, right? There might be sections to the PDF. So what are the different sections of the PDF going to have? What is the website going to look like in the end? And then that will define all the different sections that we need to talk about in terms of summarizing and presenting the practice and understanding how it's going to fit into the end outcomes of what we're creating. So that would be sort of like, the general framework. So like if we're working on a lot of other things, we would want the outline, of what we're working on. So the outline would help us understand each component, each part. Does that make sense in terms of having clear goals and or outcomes for this?
Yes,
small time
this is
now?
cool, but the way that you always start anything is like the criteria.
Criteria.
Right.
Well, but you always want a topic first, and then you have criteria for the outcome. So, for example, if we took the PDF, right, we'd want the sections of the PDF, and then we'd have criteria that we'd want to meet for each section.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
All right. So the criteria for sections, components, anything that is about the documentation must always be should always be segmented in 3 components. Always, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean just in general 3 components or like specific components?
No, in general.
In
So
general. Okay.
the website, for example, let's start with the website. The website should have 3 components. It could be the main pages, or I don't know, 3 components. Then the PDF should be the main 3 sections, 3 main sections, and then each section can have 3 subsections, but always 3. It's always about 3. Everything is separated. If something is not, we cannot arrive to a separation, a segmentation of with 3 components, there is something wrong. There's probably something wrong. You can make exceptions, and these exceptions should always follow number 3, 7, 9, or 12.
3, 7.
Yeah. So we can have this exception. We should try to have 3 components. If we see the 3 components is just not realistic to summarize something or to segment something in just 3.
So if we have the website with 3, if we have the website with 3 pages and 3 subpages, that'll be 12 pages total.
Yeah.
On the website.
I think it would be 9 pages, right?
No, it's 3 subpages. With each of 3 pages, each with 3 subpages would be 9 subpages, and 3 main pages is 12 pages total.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. Exactly. 12 pages. You see? Yeah.
So the same thing would be here. 3 main sections, and you have. When you say 3 main sections, is it okay to have a introduction or summary first, or would that be one of the sections?
It's okay to to have the zero, right? The zero is neutral. So like website is one, but it's like considered a zero. The PDF is one, but it's considered not one. It's considered like zero. So the introduction.
Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Uh-oh. If you include the website as its own page, then you get a bad number.
No, exactly. The website is zero, but the pages of the website are three. Like so, we have the home page and three pages. The website is built with three pages, so but it's considered like in my feeling is like it's okay to be only one website, one URL. Because it's like zero, and the
Okay.
introduction, as you said, it's fine because it's like zero.
Yeah, it's zero.
Yeah. So zero is fine.
Basically, like I think the website will be easier than the PDF. So for example, let's just play around with it, right? You could have, I think one, you have the organization, right? And then you've got the practice, and then maybe you have the event. That could be an example of 3 links, or like 3, at the menu, right, for the website. So it'd be like, ACU, practice, event.
Yeah, with the event is simple. With the PDF is more problematic because what I was thinking. So if we have the introduction, it is zero, but then if we have the section 1, 2, and 3, these are 4 sections. So I think that with the PDF itself is the zero. And the introduction should be 1, then we should have 2 and 3.
So you want to include the introduction?
Yeah, the introduction is number 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Or we go for 7.
If introduction is number 1 instead of 0, then that means we only get 2 additional sections.
Or we could have 7, like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also, I think for the PDF, it's going to be difficult to do only 3.
I know. Well, but you can do 3. You can have basically if you have the introduction and 2. Like, let's look at both options, right? Remember, the PDF is only for the practice. So if you did 1, 2, 3, you could have, like, for example, the introduction is 1, right? Then you have, these. I think you could basically do like, just the setup, the preparation for practice, and then you have the conduct during
Time
practice.
to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Right. So then you would have within section 2, within the preparation, you'd say, okay, 2A, 2B, 2C, right? Because you get 3, and then the conduct during the practice, you'd have to break that down into 3 sections. So you'd have 3A, 3B, 3C, right? So if you just have basically the preparation and the conduct, or the preparation like before and during practice, like what else would you need, right? If you have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, obviously you can get a little bit more. You could have like, okay, introduction of the summary or the summary, and then you would have like history or background. And then you would have preparation. Then you would have you could even break it up to like practitioner preparation, participant preparation, and then you have like practice guidelines within the practice, and then you have follow up after practice.
And we're missing before the practitioner preparation. We will have the framework of the practice, history or background, and we have the framework of the practice, like the flow of the practice, the process, and then we go.
Wouldn't that be the practice guidelines itself? So I think that goes under here. This is like practice framework.
Because it's not a guideline. The framework is like a protocol.
Yeah. So the practice framework would be after prepare. You prepare for the practice, and then the practice framework is basically how you lay the practice out. The practice guidelines is how you conduct it, and then you have the follow up after the practice, right? Anyways, these are just examples.
The point is that
So
I believe that the practice framework is important to have it before the preparations, and then the practice guidelines it's after.
Okay.
Because you explain the clear framework, then you say how the practitioner and how the participant should do the preparation. Then you give once the preparation is basically the prep up. And then then you have the guidelines.
So if you do the other version where you have the introduction and summary, which would include like the background and
Time for
everything.
breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So if you do this other version, you could have the introduction and summary, and then say this is the summary, and then you have history or background, right? And then I don't know about Alberto, right? About Alberto. Anyway, so it's
history. We want to stay very. So the way that I see it, and then we can just keep it there, and then as we work, the right answers will come, but at the right time. But what I'm feeling, it flows well. I'm going to line 70 is introduction, which is like the way that I see it could be an introduction from usually like the books, like like the books, the real serious books, like psychology books. They're always introduced by another psychiatrist, another doctor, right? Doctor book, this kind of books. They're always introduced. The introduction is always by another doctor. This could be obviously Jay, if you give me the honor, but we put it there as okay. From not from Alberto, from somebody else. This could be the last part that is written of this. Then the history, or I don't want to really give any history. I want to give the scientific background. That's very important. That's super important. Scientific background, because this practice is based on scientific logic research that I did. It's logical, scientific, hard data that have brought me personally to develop this practice. Everything started when you know me, guys. I'm a bit slow, but until I don't understand the things, it's clear. I cannot sleep, let's say, right? So I keep asking questions, and I don't need to have all the details. I don't want all the details. It's a waste of time most of the time.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
But I need to relate the way that things work in a way that is understandable to my consciousness. So everything started when I started having this very strong question. The question was, why, if scientifically is proven that scientifically, and I have a research that we can expand, and everybody should be able to do the same research and get to the same results, and then we'll get there. But everything started, my whole like spirituality development, let's say, my pursuing of being able to control and love, right? To be able to have love feelings by command. Everything started because of a question. My question was, why in hell? Sorry, it's not a good word, but why? Why on Earth, if it's scientifically proven that at the base of the quantum physics, me and the sun are the same exact thing, why am I not able to manipulate or communicate or connect to the sun, which is just another part of myself? And this is where it started. And I went crazy. I went crazy. I started to write on the walls and started to go crazy with number 333 until my neighbors got scared, called the police, and and they closed me up for 1 week. So then I said, all right, let's think about it. Okay, I was so strong that when I said, it's logically that I mean, I'm the same thing. I'm made of the same exact stuff of my computer, of my cell phone, of the air, of the ether, of the sun, of the stars, and everything that's around is just myself. And this clarification changed completely my life. Yeah, totally. And it's scientific. Nobody can argue that. It's just scientific. So it's very important, the scientific background. Then we want to have the practice framework, and here practice framework. Yeah. I mean, we're going to expand that, but then the way that the practitioner prep. Can I use prep object? Can we try to use whenever possible vocabularies that are already that we already use under FTV, like prep up, right? Prep. Or you like preparation? No, preparation is more. No, preparation. Let's keep preparation.
I want it to look nice and professional.
Yeah, it's more nice and professional. Exactly. Practitioner preparation, the participant preparation, and the practice guidelines. Perfect. And practice guidelines, we want to make sure that these guidelines are related to results that the practitioner. That I believe that if nobody's forced to follow any one of these guidelines, but if try to follow the guidelines that I will provide, I believe that you're going to have some very specific results. And then the follow up is more the assessment, right? Follow up, assessment, evaluation, assessment.
Yeah, that's what I put under number 3. Yeah, 3C is like evaluation and assessment and improvement.
This to me is for the time being is perfect. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then ideally the introduction in J are gonna give the honor to write it, but we'll see at the right time.
You could do I'm also fine doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as opposed to 0 through 6.
Yeah, 7 is always.
But either way, we don't need to have the actual numbers. We could just, in the actual PDF, it doesn't need numbers.
But I mean, to me, if it's either 7 items or with including the 0, the items are 8, but then the final number is a 7 or a 3 or a 9 or a 12. It's okay. I don't know about the 12 if it's okay, but I need to think about it. That didn't really flow well, but definitely it's okay for 3, 7, and 9. So we would have 4 items, 8 items, and 10 atoms. That's
Great.
fine.
So in terms of just summarizing what you talked about, I think it's extremely important for the practice to understand the core principle that we and everything around us all come from the same place, or like are the same thing, right? So this is just so essential to be presented and understood. I love the analogy of you and the sun being the same. I feel like that's a really good example.
Yeah, I always felt very attracted to the sun. The sun is obviously Jesus, in my opinion, in my observation, in my studies. Jesus is Jesus or Ra or many other similar gods in other cultures. Jesus is the anthropization, that word, like, of the sun, the sun, the sun.
Yeah, there's a lot of actual historical perspective and scientific perspective on that. You know, that the story of Jesus is a representation of, like, the 3 days after this, then he comes back up, so it's like the
Sun,
sun going down and then all that. So that's very, very interesting. And then,
everything.
but also every single culture in all of humanity has worshipped the sun in some component or another until basically today. You know, it's like somehow
Yeah,
science has made the sun irrelevant, which makes no sense at all, because the sun is of core relevancy, including
exactly.
within science. It's just like, for whatever reason, our society and the way we use science mechanizes everything. It's very odd.
Yeah, I mean, the sun. I speak to the sun every day. Try to stay in the sun as much as possible. The sun is incredible. It's just incredible. And when I say the sun, I mean the whole universe. Right? The sun is just the closest star that we have. Really.
Yes, and it's like also very interesting. I always like to consider how it really doesn't matter whether it's day or night. There's like millions, billions, trillions of particles and muons and photons and things going through the entire Earth constantly, coming out of the sun and going through the entirety of the Earth. So we are bombarded with particles that are going through our body and the entirety of the entire Earth, coming directly out of the sun, day and night.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that very well.
So yeah, so for me, the introduction and understanding the presentation needs to focus on this core policy. I mean, this is just so important because I mean, it seems like a foundational aspect of where everything even came from and what it is and how it all works.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously,
Start. Please get focused on the session.
I want to make very clear that I am where I am today, and I managed to have the confidence to share this first practice with the world, because of the shaping that I was blessed to receive through the teachings of Jay, who is considered my mentor in every aspect, and the FQV in general, right? So this is a practice that I have developed, but I would have never been able to develop it without everything that the J and FQV has done for me. And that is why it makes perfect sense that we are here to document it all together, because it's us. It's not about me. It's about us. It's about us. And now we see where we go with the documenting. But I mean, Jay, obviously, he is, if I may say, from my observations, Jay, so professional, so focused, that that when in my observation, when he goes more into like the grounding that we talked the other day, and he lets himself a bit loose on the whole spirituality part. I don't know. But I think that UJ had so much. I don't know the right term, but so much stuff. Stuff is a good term. So much stuff that we have no.
Well, we barely even touched
that
the
you're,
tip of
that
the
you're even,
iceberg.
yeah, exactly.
We barely touched the tip of the iceberg. And it's so fascinating because like my primary focus obviously is to unite all people in social movement for total societal transformation at every level, right?
Yes.
Unity, right? That is literally unity in relationship to the unification of society for transformation in a political sense, in a societal sense, in an infrastructure sense, like building unified infrastructure for transformation. But that is only half of unity theory. The other half is what you're alluding to, which is that 99.99% of everything in the entirety of the universe is not in anything that we've ever seen, touched, felt, or observed in any sort of scientific way. And it's proven. Right? The 99.99% of the entirety of the universe, we have no idea what it is in terms of science.
In terms of science.
Please stop.
That's very important.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So the fate of humanity rests in really one thing and one thing only, is the unification of all theories, unity theory, basically the idea of uniting quantum mechanics and general relativity. They call it the theory of everything, or the unified theory, right? In physics and in science, and it's completely disconnected, and there's an incapacity, an inability to get an understanding of the universe because of that. And if and when that does happen, which is in my mind inevitable, and that unification theory and understanding what it becomes and what it means for society is basically the full entanglement of all consciousness and most likely multi-temporal systems of multi-temporal frequencies, as opposed to just linear frequencies, which is what we now exist with as a society. So it's just like it would completely transform all of society and all of humanity. I don't actually think it needs to be a core component of transforming society into a civilization. I think we could build the building blocks of civilization without having any sort of unified physical or unified universal theory of everything, right? But it's a fascinating concept because it is the future of humanity in every context, right?
Yeah.
Like the fact that our entire society is based on general relativity means that when general relativity and quantum mechanics are fused and unite in whatever that becomes or is called, it will completely transform all of society at every level. There's just no way it couldn't, right? But in and of itself, that process of the physics or the science is really irrelevant. It's all about understanding the humanity of it, because without that, what does it even mean? And I don't think it's actually necessarily possible. I think the mechanical approach of science actually might be exactly what is limiting the discovery and understanding of unity theory and what it could mean for society. So anyway, it's all very, very interesting, especially if consciousness is a fundamental building block of the universe, which obviously with quantum mechanics and general relativity obviously are mechanized models of the universe where consciousness is not fundamental.
Yeah, the way that I see it,
Time for
the way
breath.
that I'm moving forward, the way that I am
Ready.
proving
Now
that this is
inhale.
true.
1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
The way that I am, I believe that I can prove this is true with the experiment and with the snippet that I share with you, where I'm creating a buzz of energy and I see better everything when I have the eyes closed. I see the energy much better, and when the energy focuses, like my hands, my body becomes all magenta. It may be obviously my very strong imagination. This is obviously a big option component that we're going to need to go into. But to me, the point is that if the consciousness wake up and finally take back they are able to take back the power that has been on purpose. I mean, on purpose. It's difficult to say on purpose. Maybe just the human aspect of evil that at one point, as a unification of evil, took over without like a coordination. But this is something that it's difficult to have an answer. We don't want to go into that. But the point is that if anybody of us of any consciousness has the capacity of connect, vibrate in harmony and resonate in harmony in a way that science becomes irrelevant, because you are everything and everything is you, which means that you're sick, you cure yourself. You need to change your biological structure to be able to survive in the vacuum of space. You do that. You need to be able to survive in the air, to fly, right? You do that. Just do that, because there's no difference between you and that. Your body is just the tool that allows you to manipulate the energies.
Please close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Manipulate the energy that is always you, in a way. Manipulate yourself in a way that serves you in that moment. And I believe that each conscious has a particular and unique, as we are all the same, but we're all very unique in our consciousness character, right? There's nothing more special than being yourself, because nobody can be better at being yourself than you. So, and yeah, and so I think that everybody has some specific better. Like personally, I have this very strong connection with the sun. I am able to focus, get connected, and look at the sun always. At 12 in midnight, when the sun is high there, is the best time to do it. I just get energized. I feel all these things passing through me and within me and part of me that are just activated, triggered, because we are just connected. And the sun doesn't harm me, because the sun is me, and I manipulate the energy of the sun in a way that doesn't harm the other components of myself. Right? But everybody can be more connected to water, or somebody connected to trees, or to anything that they're more aligned. Right? This is very interesting. A very interesting evolution of this. And science becomes irrelevant. Like I was terrorized before by the evolution of technology and AI and everything. But as soon as I became aware and knowledgeable of the power within myself, I'm not scared of anything anymore. But to not have enough time in this form of my consciousness to make an impact where it's really needed.
Cool, yeah. So all it sounds really good. A couple comments here. One, I would use the term the limitations of science become irrelevant as opposed to science in and of itself.
That is perfect.
Science has a lot of terms and a lot of meanings for different people. So I think the limitations of science is great, and plus the limitations of science is so core to limitations of our society if we are just so based on science. And I use the term Scientology, which is the concept of people who believe in science so strongly that there are no limits. That science in and of itself is God, and that basically science becomes limitless.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Which is where you make science a belief system and is no longer based on a method, right? Also, we have uniscience, which I think is important. Uniscience. Let's take a stretch first. And I want to say one more thing about the...
I need that 1 minute also. I need 1 minute. Be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
So I wanted to say one more thing. It's kind of like, in the alpha meeting, and the lawyers are like, oh, I'll definitely let you know if things come up that are, da-da-da. So I'm always going to bring this up over and over and over again every time it comes up. Like anytime, like for me, I'm always interested not in any one person. I'm always interested in the masses, like applying 100 people, 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people, right? There's always going to be a time when people are learning that they're going to make mistakes and there's a learning curve, right? So when we talk about flying, right, that is a red flag to me.
What?
Right?
What you say?
Red flag, right?
What's the red flag?
Flying.
Flying?
Right? So when you say that, you can fly or whatever, sure, maybe not, it doesn't matter. But the point is that it's a red flag because if you do it 1,000,000 times with 1,000,000 people, someone is going to potentially get hurt. And the same thing is true when you talk about looking at the sun, right? So it's just like, does it apply to everyone? No, but you made it clear with the sun that some people are better with the water, some people are better with trees, but about making connection with the world around us, I think is really important, very, very beautiful. But I'm always going to be doing those red flags of things that when we're writing this up and we're putting on the web, we definitely want to be, I mean, most likely there might even be a disclaimer on this entire process, right?
Of course. When I was there, when I think about all these things, but what I'm saying, you brought up a very important point that should be very clear from the beginning. There is a learning curve. Right? I've been developing this since I started with the book Ogimandino. When what happened? I finished.
I didn't quite get the book.
Huh?
I couldn't hear the book. What was the book?
Ogimandino, the best salesman on the world. So what happened is this. This is important, right? So what happened is this. I finished my master's in 2011.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
My master's in sustainability, in renewable energies and corporate social responsibility. Okay. Then I worked 6 months into a consulting firm as a slave in the center, but it was really cool in the center of Milan. I created this report about the renewable energy industry. And then, thanks to this report, I got hired by this Swiss startup owned by a Russian entrepreneur that then it sold it, but we sold hosting services for the highest possible level database centers, which was in Zurich. With we had, I remember there was 6 layers of physical security just to get to the server, and like these servers are the ones that are used by banks, financial institutions, exchanges to run these calculations at milliseconds and make sure that they never go down. They can never go down. Right? The stock market can never go down. and so I got hired, and as soon as I got hired, the Russians are like this. Right? My Russians said, "All right, in 1 week, I set you up." I was 20 at the time. It was 2012, April 2012. So it was 11 years ago, right? 11 years ago. I was 26, 25, 26, and he told me in 1 week. I didn't know nothing about this, like super high technology servers, zero. So, all right, in 1 week there is this forum in Moscow. I want you to go. I want you to get clients, and I already set you up meetings with the three biggest banks, CFOs of the three biggest banks of Russia. It was Swedbank and Gazprom Bank and no, and so the first thing that I did, I went to Amazon and I bought a bunch of books on how to sail because I never had a course in any university school knowing how to sail. And so I bought a bunch of books, and one of these books was this book, which is the greatest salesman of the world, which is Mandino, which is basically what it says at the end. There is like
time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
I'm almost done. So this book was life-changing to me because it has these scrolls, right? The 7 scrolls where one scroll is the instructions, and no, it's 10 scrolls, 11 scrolls, I don't remember, but I never went past the first scroll. Where you're supposed to read the scrolls 3 times per day, once in the morning, once in midday, and once before going to sleep, and when you go to sleep out loud for 30 days in a row for each scroll. And the first scroll, which I know by heart, and I keep going back to that, I don't feel that I can go to the next one yet, starts with I greet this day with love in my heart. Love is the greatest power. Without love, it's very interesting. So I will greet this day with love in my heart, because love is... So, and now I said that I know it by heart, and now maybe I'm nervous and I cannot even say it to 2 sentences. Right? But the point is that this changed my life because I was very inclined to be a loving person, although I don't know, I've been always very easily influenced. Especially, I always had this problem that I was one person, and then as soon as I poured, as I said before, liquid demon into myself, I became a total other person. So even though I was always a loving person, and I always defended the most, I was always a leader in my school, and I always defended the most weak. I was involved and included the most weak, and I always made sure that everybody didn't bully anyone that was weaker, and I'm still friend with most of these people. And the point is that at an early age, I started to drink heavily. Every time going to party, I was getting drunk, and when I was getting drunk, I became extremely aggressive, and I experienced a lot of violence caused by me many times. Because I was influenced by peer pressure. Milan is at the time was a very fascist.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Fascism in Italy is still strong, and I used to go to this place every day where they made friends with a lot of this fascist that kind of peer pressure me. Not that I never became one of them, but with the culture of violence, of the strongest. I got very influenced by that. Especially came out when I was under the influence of the liquid and so there was always a conflict within myself because my nature was different, but then my nature just went out of the window as soon as I started with the first year. Until I found this book, and I did for 30 days in a row, practicing love, practicing love, and just I took the decision to let myself go into the arms of love. And this was very strong until the whole mining business started. I was very young, 27 years old. I raised 2.6 million euros by asking everybody I knew, possibly knew, and everybody that they knew, and everybody that they knew. So every possible person. And maybe I asked to 1,000 people or something like that, and then 36 invested, including myself and my father. Although my father was always extremely against, my whole family was extremely against all of this, because they were right. At the beginning, I was, hey, please. Sorry, one second.
So I need to get going.
Yeah. So, anyways, then there was all this mining thing, and everybody was saying, until I got the first result, the real result, the transfer to concessions. I came back to Milan, and then it's when kind of this energy started to be very strong within me, and then it's where I realized that what I said before, right, that we were all the same thing scientifically, and this is kind of the background. Check, I'm done.
Cool. So I'm not sure exactly
Time
where
to
that.
take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say.
This is to
Take
say
a break
that.
for 5 minutes.
This is
I'm
to
not
say
sure
that,
exactly
that it must be very clear that I've
some
been
background on the website. Like each of the people involved, we could have a little background about their experience, and
I don't want to have the background on the website. This is just for you guys, because to make sure that we make very clear from the beginning that I have been working. The practice didn't just come out from one day or another. It was putting together a lot of different experiences, something as a whole that is just a start that I believe can be very helpful to everyday people. You don't need to be somebody that is a yoga expert, because I've never been interested in becoming a yoga expert. I've always been interested in learning what I felt that it was right and that I liked. Right, never went with any current whatsoever. And this is very important that we make clear that, and also I think that this is, Jay understands this very well, as you can see in the outline that he did. He immediately made a separation between the preparation of the practitioner and the preparation of the participant. There is a huge difference between myself or a practitioner that can become a practitioner, because practitioners have passed through a learning curve that this practice is just a space where they develop even more, in a more focused and professional way, the evolution. But what we want to make sure is that we create something, a document for the average Joe, goes on the internet, reads this, and tries it at home, and his life has a lot of probability to change in better from that point on. Yeah.
So I just had to get going, but you guys can keep going. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay.
All right.
It's just
Thank you, Jay. Thanks so much.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I think I'll equally check out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
me,
it's okay. I
yeah,
mean,
me.
we want to do wrap up
Okay.
I
We'll
got
check.
started with the wrap up with a few things, but I'll check in on Discord in a bit and see what's going on.
yeah, we're gonna do wrap up. Then let's take a quick break and we do wrap up. Okay, 3 minute break.
No, we'll take.
Okay.
No, we'll take. We'll make wrap up now, so we can go.
Okay. Do you have any questions? Anything to add to the topic, or we go directly into wrap up?
Just wrap up, please.
Wrap up for now. Yeah. When is our next meeting? Friday again?
Yeah, Friday.
Oh, okay. I took much notes. Lots of notes to your
Very good. Very good.
very 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 many story, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, each person, if we start also like Ateh also,
Everybody has his
just say,
story. Yes.
yeah, really.
The fact that my story is important to give credibility
Yes.
to the practice,
Yeah.
documenting of the practice. But
This
we don't
is
want to. We don't want
Alberto's
to.
life support.
We don't want to. We don't. We don't want to. We want to keep the documenting very professional. Yeah, I mean, so glad that we had that
What time did we start? 11:30. Andromeda 3.5. 2.5. To 1. The 1 a.m. UTC. Lord. 12, 1, 2, 3.5 hours. Right? 12, 1, 2, 3.5, no? 3.5 hours.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, value tracking. J. 5. Alberto. 5. Ateh. Okay, first part is 1. 1 is 1. 0.5 is 1.5. And then at this next is 3 hours is 2.
Oh my God.
Is it correct? Is it correct? I know pala. 10:30. 10:31.5 for you.
all right. I'm good.
1.5. Okay, see you when
All
I
right.
see you.
Yes. See you. And who's gonna do the storytelling?
I'm gonna do the
Everything.
linking and everything and what's this called? Value tracking.
Yeah, I prefer not to do the storytelling for ACU. Okay.
Okay.
So if you can take over. Doesn't need to be big. Just say we got started with the policies and getting into the juicy stuff. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you.
Okay. Bless you
Ateh, you will do
too.
the storytelling, Ateh?
Yeah. Team lead
Okay,
limited.
thank you. Because my husband is waiting.